Welcome to Holistic Health is Hot, where your journey to sculpting your dream body meets holistic health. I'm your host, Ashley Roberts. Here, we're going to chat about mindset hacks that have completely transformed my life and dive deep into nutrition and movement that will help transform yours. We're going to get into the intense connection between mind, body, and soul so you can glow from the inside out. Let's get into it. And remember, holistic health is hot. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Holistic Health is Hot. I'm Ashley, I am your host, and today we're going to talk about all things fitness and nutrition trends that I love and hate. I'm so excited to get into this. There is so much information out there, especially with social media, that it can be so confusing of what do I actually do, what's actually good, what's actually bad. So we're going into the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I'm really excited to hop into this with you guys because truthfully, I have tried every fitness and diet trend you can possibly think of. I'm that girl that did keto, intermittent fasting, Weight Watchers, like vegan, literally anything and everything you can think of, I did. I tried HIIT training. I worked out twice a day. I got into running. I even did CrossFit. Like I have tried literally everything because I was so desperate to have my dream body. And the crazy thing is that how I actually got my dream body is completely opposite of what I thought I had to do, which is insane. So I'm really excited to get into this. So I'm not going in a particular order, but I'm going to start off with cycle syncing because I think it's really, really big right now. And I do love this because I think it's such a great way to really introduce you to learning to listen to your body because that's essentially what it's trying to do. If you don't know what cycle syncing is, I think I talked about it on my last podcast, but it's essentially using the phase of your cycle, whether that's menstrual or follicular, luteal, whatever phase you're in. It matches nutrition and movement to whatever cycle you're in. And again, I like this, especially with the movement side of it, because at each different phase of your cycle, you have different energy levels. And so the type of movement you do is different depending on what cycle you're in. So I do like the idea of that. But at the end of the day, once you kind of get familiar and with your body and you feel really comfortable listening to your body, I think it's important to listen to her over everything. Even if cycle syncing says do this type of workout, like maybe your menstrual phase, I use this as an example. But when I'm on my period, the first day, yeah, I don't have a lot of energy. But day 2 and 3, I feel like I have so much energy and I want to go work out. And just because cycle syncing says to do like lighter intensity stuff, I'm not going to do that because I know my body and I know what it needs. You know, with all this crazy fad diet stuff, cycle syncing is great because it's an intro. It's almost like a framework of how you can start to learn to listen to your body. So I really, really do like it. The nutrition side of things, I don't know a ton about it, but I think the biggest thing is that nutrients are at different levels at different times of your cycle. So it's good to support whatever nutrients that you need during that phase. So again, I don't know a ton about the nutrition side of things of that, but I like the idea of it. So that is definitely a love. Okay. Next, we're going to kind of talk about the fitness world specifically. For example, pre-workouts. I freaking hate pre-workouts. What I don't like about the fitness world in general is that like the never miss a Monday. Hate because you're not listening to your body. I hate pre-workouts. I hate the greens powders. Like you're just putting synthetic things in your body. How is that healthy? I have even fallen into this trap where I'm like, oh my gosh, greens powder, perfect. Then I don't have to eat actual vegetables. And it's like, why would I go for a processed thing versus a whole foods thing? So definitely hate all greens powders. I think it's just a way for them to get money. Honestly, they're trying to look at it as an easy way. Look, you can get all your greens. You don't even have to eat vegetables when it's like, vegetables are so good for you. Why would you make something that doesn't need to be processed? It just doesn't really make sense to me. And then with the pre-workouts, they just have so much caffeine in it. And again, not that caffeine is bad. It depends on how much, but pre-workouts put a shit ton of caffeine in it. I know even when I was on the pre-workout height, first off, fucked my hormones up for sure. Like, I don't think I really knew it, but just now thinking back, because it's just so much caffeine and I'm so sensitive to caffeine, I would drink pre-workout on an empty stomach and go run 6 miles. Like, that used to be my daily workout. And that was just spiking my cortisol. And again, these energy drinks and pre-workouts, they just have a shit ton of weird artificial sweeteners. There's colors. There's like just so many different things that like high doses of B vitamins. Yeah, again, I won't even go into all the little details, but at the end of the day, they're just very processed. And I think like the fitness culture really pushes pre-workout and again, these greens powders and all of this stuff when it's like, how is this good for you? Like, eat whole foods. That's what your body needs. So I really, really hate the whole pre-workout. I think it's just a way for them to get money and make money off of people who are trying to do the best that they can. And they think that greens powders or pre-workout or whatever is going to be the magic secret formula that is going to fix them and help them get to their dream body. When realistically, that's going to fuck you up. Like, the way you actually get to your dream body is by learning to listen to her, which is why I like having cycle syncing and then this one right after kind of goes hand in hand, because truthfully, having these magic formulas, quote unquote, don't actually do anything. Maybe mentally it might trick you into thinking that it's doing something. And yeah, caffeine is going to probably make you perform better while you're working out, but it's going to fuck up your hormones in the process. Your cortisol is going to be spiked. And let me just add that everybody's body is different. And, some people can handle caffeine like that. I know I can't, and I know it kind of messed up my body for a while. So definitely hate pre-workout. Next, we're going to talk about 75 hard. And overall, it's a hate, but the reason I don't like it is because I think it's too intense. And sometimes, yeah, people need that intensity, but 2 workouts a day, that's kind of a bit aggressive. Like, no alcohol, I think that's great to take a little bit of a break, but what is the point of building all these intense habits if at the end of 75 hard, you're just going to go back to the way you were living before? I like the idea of 75 hard to get yourself into a healthy lifestyle, but if you're just going to do it for the 75 days and then go back to living how you were before, that's when I think I don't love it. But if you're using 75 hard as a way to create a healthy lifestyle for yourself, great, that's awesome. But again, like I said, if you are using it just as like some sort of quick fix for a couple months and you go back to living how you were, I don't really see the point of it. I've seen some like 75 softs and stuff like that, and I think there are some good renditions of it, just because, again, I don't think it needs to be that intense, and I think it's more important to figure out a healthy way of living that works for you and your lifestyle than just trying to completely live a different life for a couple months and then go back to how you were before. I think 75 soft is like one workout, eating like whole foods for 90% of your food. I like the different renditions. I just don't like how intense 75 hard is. And I think too with it depends on what your intention is with it. If you are like, hell yeah, I'm making a change for the rest of my life, I want to implement all of these things, do it in a way that works for you, I love that. I think it's important to have some longer term goals so you can actually stick with it. But again, like I said, if you're just going to go back to doing exactly what you were before, it's like, what the fuck is the point? Even if you do lose a little bit of weight, you're just going to gain it right back if you bring back those unhealthy habits. Okay, moving into meditation and breath work. I think that I absolutely love this. And I'm not gonna lie, I freaking hated on this for a long time. I'm like, how am I gonna sit still? I freaking hate sitting still and doing nothing. It's so boring. I don't even like sleeping, blah, blah, blah. But when I tell you, especially these last probably like 2 months, I've been actually like taking a second to sit in not even just a guided meditation, but an actual like breath work, sitting still, tuning into my own body. I feel like a different human. I have officially regulated my nervous system, which I literally never thought was gonna be possible. Again, I'm one of those people where there's so many things on my brain constantly. I'm go, go, go. It used to be really hard for me to fall asleep because my brain was just go, go, go. I would wake up in the middle of the night thinking about work, thinking about what I ate for dinner the night before, like literally thinking about a fight I got into with one of my friends in college. Like I would be thinking about literally everything and anything. And since I got into this breath work, I've definitely, like with sleep as a side note, gotten better over time, but especially recently with tuning into meditation and breath work, oh my God, I have seen the biggest difference just while we're getting into it, just because I want to sell you guys on it, because I know it's hard to sit and be still, but it's so important, and it doesn't have to be a long period of time. I even do 6 minutes, and that's all I needed, and that has had the biggest shift in my nervous system regulation ever. So just some of the benefits are, stress reduction. Like I said, it's amazing. Like my HRV has been absolutely amazing since I've been implementing this. Self-awareness, I kind of talked about this in my last podcast, but being able to tune in and listen to your own intuition and your desires so you can figure out who you are as a human, so important. Attention and focus, emotional health, just mindfulness in general. It also helps with memory loss, improves sleep. Again, like I said, just so many amazing benefits to breath work. Number 4 is never miss a Monday. I fucking hate this, honestly. Like, I think routines are important, but one, if you're hurt or you're feeling like shit and you force yourself to go to the gym on a Monday, I just don't see the benefit in that. Learning to listen to your body is so much more important than following some sort of fad diet or trend. And rest is so important. I feel like this whole never miss a Monday trend thing doesn't promote rest, because what if I worked out the last 5 days in a row and I'm like, oh, gotta go to the the gym on Monday, like go never miss a Monday. I just don't like that mentality. I think it's important to, again, figure out what works for you and your lifestyle and your likes and dislikes. Like maybe you fucking hate going to the gym on a Monday. Cool. Don't do it. Doesn't really matter. I also think that this whole never miss a Monday confuses people. Maybe don't know as much about, movement and nutrition and stuff like that, thinking that like, oh, this Monday, there's something crazy about Monday that's going to magically transform my body. And it's like, no, it's not that deep. Like work out a couple days a week. You know what I mean? So I think that I just don't know. I just don't love it. And maybe that's because I used to be this girl that was like, never miss a Monday. Like that was so me. I was that girl posting that on social media when I first started my fitness account. And now I'm just like, that's so dumb. I hate it. I think it's important to listen to your body and prioritize rest when you need. I used to purposely not work out on Monday so I could just like focus on work, get a nice walk in, treat Monday as like we're casually getting into the week, not like hit the ground running so intense. So, take it as you will. I just think it's dumb. But fitness workout apps, I actually love these. I think it's so important to have a diversity of workouts. I know there's a lot of people in the fitness world that think you have to have this super structured workout. And yeah, if you're going to go do a bikini competition, yeah, you definitely, or bodybuilding, definitely go ahead and have a structured workout. But for me and where I'm at and a lot of the clients that I work with, it doesn't have to be as strict. That being said, I mentioned this in a podcast before, but I do like strength training in general. I'm not even going to go into why because I talked about it on my, not last one, the one before about movement. And I think strength training, there's a lot of benefits, but you can do strength training in a lot of different ways. Like I've used the form app, absolutely love it. I think it's very exciting and there's different types of workouts with the amount of time that I have. It's also cost effective for people that maybe can't afford a gym or maybe you travel a lot and you definitely want to have something available for you. So I absolutely think that these are amazing. And again, it depends on what your goals are, but at the end of the day, all movement is good movement. So if the certain fitness app works for you, then I think that's amazing. Moving on to number 6, which is the vegan diet. When I first went vegan, I felt like this was a hype. Everyone I felt like was like, oh my God, vegan is it. And I wouldn't change my journey, but I will say that it fucked up my hormones for a really long time and I'm still freaking healing from it. The vegan diet did teach me how to eat whole foods and, like focus on not eating processed foods and looking at ingredients. I think the vegan diet really helped me with that. But so many vegan products contain phytoestrogens and our body actually processes phytoestrogens as estrogen in our body. So large amounts of that is not good. And then just other nutrient deficiencies. Like without eating animal protein, you are missing out on so many essential nutrients. And yes, you can supplement, but if you can get it from the natural source, it's so much better. And if you are one of those people that is vegan for the animals and stuff, you do you. I think that's amazing. But if you are one of those people that is stuck in this cycle of I want to be skinny and I think vegan is the way to get there, please stop. Stop right now. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It will mess up so many things in the meantime. Because yeah, I lost 20 pounds so fast. First off, I was just not eating enough food in general. It wasn't because I was vegan, quote unquote, but it really messed up my hormones. I have been struggling with acne for a couple of nutrients that are in animal protein. Vegan diet can actually lead to deficiencies in these specific nutrients like B12, vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, iron, calcium, and zinc. Like I said, you can 1000% supplement these, but if you're doing it for the weight loss, there's so many better ways to actually get to your dream body than the vegan diet. And also the plant-based alternatives, I ate these for a long time. And this kind of goes back to like the greens powders where it's like, why am I eating a fake meat burger when that's all processed and I could eat a regular beef burger that has iron and nutrients that I need to survive? Why am I eating this processed thing when I could eat the real thing? It took me a really long time to get to that point, honestly. Even after I started to eat a little bit of meat, I still would prefer plant-based alternatives. And again, this is processed. I really think that I thought in my head, oh, I'm so healthy. I'm vegan. I'm eating I'm eating plants. But then I look at the ingredients of the plant-based alternatives and like fake burgers and fake hot dogs. I'm like, what even is, like, I can't even read these ingredients. So definitely not a fan of the vegan diet. Also, as a side note, protein quality of plant-based protein, a lot of them are actually incomplete proteins, which means they don't contain all essential amino acids that animal-based proteins do. That's why, again, if you're vegan for the animals, I totally support you. Just make sure you're getting the nutrients that your body needs, because it can really wreak havoc on your hormones and all of the things in your body. Moving on to gut health. I feel like this is such a trend and it's a good one. I freaking love gut health. It's so important. There's so much research done on the connection between gut and immunity and your mood. It's honestly crazy how much research has been done. So just to kind of touch on a few points of why focusing on gut health is so important. So a portion of our immune cells resides in the gut. A healthy gut means a robust immune response. Having good gut bacteria can help protect from infections and other diseases and stuff like that. Also, mood and mental health. The gut-brain connection is a rapidly emerging field. Researchers have found that the gut microbiome can influence neurotransmitter activity and potentially affect mood, behavior, and overall mental health. Conditions like depression, anxiety, and even autism have been linked to gut health. It is wild. Also, it's amazing for digestion and nutrient absorption. Having a balanced gut ensures that we efficiently break down food and actually absorb essential nutrients. Issues in the gut can lead to malabsorption, which can cause nutrient deficiencies, like leaky gut. A couple of things that you can do to improve your gut health, since we're talking about it, I could probably do a whole episode on this, but probiotics. I personally like probiotics, but if you are going to have probiotics, you need to find ones that have pre and probiotics, because you have probiotics in your gut. Prebiotics feed probiotics. So in order to ensure that the probiotics are actually helping our gut microbiome, we need to ensure that we are also feeding them, which is prebiotics. Also, a natural source of probiotics is fermented foods like kimchi, yogurt, kombucha, sauerkraut, stuff like that. A couple other kind of tips are just like eating a ton of fiber, which is what prebiotics are, and a diversity of fiber, staying hydrated, not having coffee on an empty stomach, and not eating just overly processed foods, because what the fuck are in those things? Like, we don't know. What I want you to do as a challenge for you is next time you go to the grocery store, every time you buy something that is processed, I want you to flip it over and I want you to look at the ingredients. And if there are 3 things or 5 things you cannot pronounce, find an alternative. You will be shocked at how much weird shit they just put in foods. It's wild. Okay, keto diet. I just hate it. It's restrictive, and you're probably not even in ketosis. The ketogenic diet it's high fat, high protein, and low carb. Like, you have to be under a certain amount of carbs per day in order to be in ketosis. And in order to actually get in ketosis, you have to essentially shifting your body's primary energy source from glucose, which is like carbs, to ketones, which is from fat. So that's why you have to eat really low carbs and eat fat. So your body starts to burn fat instead of carbs. Probably everyone who's ever done the ketogenic diet, unless you're an intense bodybuilder or something like that, you're probably not even in ketosis. Like, it is so small, and carbs are in like carrots. Like, I listened to a podcast and this girl was talking about how like she ate too many carrots and it put her out of ketosis. It's like, I just think it's dumb, honestly. There's such a better way to eat healthy and balanced that doesn't feel restrictive. Carbs are fucking good, first off. I love bread. I love pasta. Why would you want to cut that out? And again, I think a lot of people do all these different diets. I'm guilty of this when they think that that's what they have to do to get to their dream body. And I promise you, it is way, way simpler than that. And also, I was thinking about it too. If you do keto and you're drinking alcohol, like, I feel like that just crosses each other out. Like, it's gonna put yourself out of ketosis. Even just eating like a piece of bread will put you out of ketosis. It's very, very overly restrictive. And I think there's so much more to learning to listen to your body, eating what feels good, and you can do it balanced and not be miserable. And this kind of goes back to like this processed bullshit that they try to pitch us. It's like, oh, you can have this keto cookie and it's filled with all this weird shit that I'm like, what even is that? Oh, but it has no carbs, so it's healthy for you. And it's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Number 9 is intuitive eating. Okay, I love intuitive eating, but I think if you are trying to lose weight, it's not so simple as just like, okay, listen to your body. And it's that simple, because for a lot of us, if we're trying to lose weight, we've tried a million diets, we've tried so many different things, and we don't trust our bodies. And so it's really hard to be like, okay, body, like, okay, intuition, body, like, what do you want me to do now? Like, what should I do to get to my dream body? And sometimes it's not that simple. I think I really like to take a structured intuitive eating approach, is what we do with my one-on-one coaching clients. It's not about full intuitive eating and you're just hoping that your body tells you what it needs, but you do it in a way that we have some principles in place. So I think it's almost like a happy medium of intuitive eating, listening to your body, but also learning about nutrition, looking at portion sizes and stuff like that. So I love intuitive eating, but that's the end goal. And sometimes when you're on a weight loss journey or dream body journey, there's a step before that you kind of have to get to, which I call structured intuitive eating. Group programs, freaking love. I think it's so important to invest in yourself, learn from people that are 10, 20 steps ahead of you, have already done the thing that you want, motivation, community. It's also good. I love group programs too, because I think you are a couple steps ahead of someone, you can actually help them. And then that builds your own confidence. And then you're also with people that are a couple steps ahead of you. I just think it's great to learn and grow with people on the same journey as you. So I freaking love them. Intermittent fasting, hate, especially for women. I think men, it's actually okay due to their hormones. But for us, intermittent fasting is just not good for us. There's actually evidence that suggests intermittent fasting can disrupt your menstrual cycle. Like, ladies, if you are doing intermittent fasting and you all of a sudden lose your period, that is not a good thing. That means your body is trying to tell you something like, whoa, we need to do something here. Just fasting can actually increase cortisol production, which is your body's primary stress hormone, and chronic elevated cortisol can really just wreak havoc on your whole body. Sleep disturbances, weight gain, all the things. Intermittent fasting can also have an impact on your thyroid, which regulates metabolism. This is why, I did intermittent fasting, so I am not judging if any female has tried this. I tried it multiple times over and over again. And it's actually interesting knowing what I know now. I was sleeping like shit. And it was probably because it was increasing my stress. And also I didn't feel like it was actually helping me lose weight. And it also makes sense because it affects your thyroid, and your thyroid affects your metabolism. So if you're slowing down your metabolism, you're most likely going to gain weight or feel very, very fatigued. And also just blood sugar. I'm a hungry girl. I need breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. I cannot stuff my face for a couple hours and be fine. I need food. And also it's just very restrictive. I think people sometimes think of it as a good thing because they're like, I get to eat so much food in a short period of time. And again, a lot of people intermittent fast, but they chug coffee in the morning. And again, coffee on an empty stomach for females, not the vibe. It's not going to work with us. It's going to just wreak havoc. So highly recommend not intermittent fasting if you're a woman. I actually did see I think it was a TikTok, and she talked about how intermittent fasting is okay for women during certain phases of their cycle. Not exactly sure which ones. I'm just recalling back to this short TikTok I saw, essentially talking about how certain phases of your cycle you can, certain phases of your cycle you cannot intermittent fast due to your hormones. And honestly, again, it's just why overcomplicate it? Why don't we just find a way of living and eating that works for you, your likes, your dislikes? And I know that sounds too good to be true, but truly it is so much simpler than you think it is. It's not that deep. Okay, sauna and cold plunge. I love sauna and cold plunge, but I just think it's more of a luxury. It's not something that you need, or it's really gonna necessarily help you lose weight. There's so many other things to focus on besides that. But sauna is great for detoxification, cardio health, muscle relaxation, improved respiratory function, skin health too, which is why I pretty much do it. But yeah, it really is so good for you, but I just don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I am not going to be able to have my dream body or look the way I want or feel the way I want because I don't have access to a sauna. I've actually never cold plunged. I'm very curious to see if I would be able to do it. In my mind, I'm like, fuck yeah, it'd be so easy, no problem. But I feel like I can be kind of a baby with the cold. So we'll see. One of Eric's friends has a cold plunge, and Eric sent me a video and he was struggling. It was the funniest video ever. He couldn't even put his hands in. It was funny. But yeah, I definitely want to give it a try. But those were benefits of a sauna. Cold plunge. Couple benefits are reduce inflammation, improve circulation, mental awareness, boosted immunity, increased metabolism, mood enhancement. And again, take these with a grain of salt. Yes, these might move the needle a centimeter, but this isn't the thing that's gonna really make you jump 5 steps ahead. It's just a nice to have luxury. And again, there's studies that really do provide amazing evidence with this stuff, but again, more of a luxury than a have to do it. But if you have access to a sauna and a cold plunge, go for it. Last is macro tracking. I hate macro tracking. I hate it with a passion. I've tried it so many times and it just never sticks. It's not sustainable. And I just think it's overly restrictive. Who wants to put in every little piece of food that they're eating? It for sure works, but even my most dedicated, hardworking clients, they get to a point where they're like, holy shit, Ashley, I can't fucking do this, because I've gone back and forth with clients, macro tracking and not macro tracking. It's mentally exhausting. And a lot of times people don't even track accurately anyways. So yes, it works, but I still fucking hate it. Like I said, I've tried macro tracking so many times. I made a post on my Instagram last week, I think, maybe 2 weeks ago, about how macro tracking made me gain weight. And the reason I talked about this is because I freaked out one day. I felt like I was gaining weight. I was like, holy shit, I had such bad acne. I was gaining weight. I was like, what is going on? I need to get myself under control. And so I found a fitness coach, started with her. She was like, eat 170 grams of protein. I was stuffing my face with protein morning, evening, from when I opened my eyes to when I went to sleep. And I felt like shit. I literally was so stressed out because I was like, oh my God, gotta like track everything. It caused me so much stress that the stress is what actually made me gain weight. Not necessarily specifically the macro tracking, but the stress was caused by the macro tracking. So in turn, the macro tracking caused me to gain weight. And as soon as I was like, okay, Ash, I did it for probably like 3 weeks. And I was like, okay, I literally can't do this. This is not for me. I stopped it and my weight went back down. It's funny too. I tried to convince myself that I liked it for a long time because everyone in the fucking fitness world thinks macro tracking is the secret sauce. And I think it's great as a coach because you can see what they're eating and it's so much easier to tell them eat this many calories than, hey, learn to listen to your body. Let's look at hunger and fullness cues and how you're feeling and the guilt around maybe eating a certain food, and let's heal your relationship with food. Like, that is way more work as a coach than here, eat this much food, truthfully. And you know, me and Eric have different opinions on this. He's a big macro tracker, like in terms of he likes the science, he likes the data. That's not how I reached my dream body. So I want to help women in the way that I know how to get there. And yeah, it honestly is more work in terms of digging deep, looking at your subconscious beliefs about food and yourself. And if you actually think you can reach your dream body, it's so much harder to do it that way. But it's also easier because you don't have to do the tedious stuff. You're doing the hard mental work, but it's easier than having to put every little piece of food that you're eating into your phone. It's exhausting. And like I said, the stress of it was horrible. And even my clients that are so on top of everything, they get to a point where they're like, actually, I can't do it. And I'm like, I get it. I fucking get it because I can't either. So that's my take on macro tracking. I think learning to listen to your body is so much more important. Flexibility is so important. How are you going to track when you go out to eat? You're never going to be able to track accurately when you go out to eat. So then it's like, what's the point if it's not even accurate? Learning to listen to your own body, your hunger and fullness cues, satisfaction factor, your likes and dislikes, it's so important. And learning to listen to your intuition and tuning into your own body is so important. And I think macro tracking goes against that. So like I said, I fucking hate macro tracking with a burning passion, honestly. And yeah, I finally am allowing myself to feel that way. I think I tried to fight myself on it for so long, being like, no, this is how you do it. This is what fitness people say. You're supposed to macro track, and I fucking hate it. So anyways, we will end on that note. Lastly, wanted to touch on my brand new program, Elevate. Elevate is my brand new one-on-one luxury coaching program where high achievers refine their mind, sculpt their dream body, and enrich their soul. This is a total mind, body, life transformation program. And after working with over 100 clients, I had a big realization that habits and routines and nutrition is all so important, but the best way to actually fast track your progress is through the power of your mind. Because so often we let our subconscious thoughts, feelings, and emotions hold us back and we don't even know it. So by digging deep and using these mindset tools and techniques, we can fast track your transformation. Not only will you get to your dream body, but you will get there faster and with ease. So you will be working so closely one-on-one with me. We will be partners in crime to get you there. So you can learn to listen to your body and have that motivation. Our mindset is the driving force between motivation and every single step we take in every decision that we actually make. It truly is the difference between momentary success and lasting transformation. That's why I am so freaking stoked to introduce Elevate to you. It really is, like I said, a holistic journey that taps into your subconscious mind and just accelerates your transformation. So what's included? You get 3 to 6 months of one-on-one coaching. We will have video calls. You'll get foundational teachings, custom app to track your progress, unlimited access through WhatsApp so you are feeling supported through your whole entire journey. You also will have a fitness specialist to give you your exact nutrition and personalized movement plan to get you to your dream body. We are essentially creating a personal roadmap to sculpting your dream body and elevating every single area of your life. You're going to strengthen that inner motivation from within. You're going to master manifestation, not only for physical transformation, but external transformations as well. We're going to use mindset techniques to release limiting beliefs. Truly, you are going to create a whole new identity of yourself and step into being that girl. You are going to have ultimate confidence. I am so excited to introduce this program. It is a refined way of transforming your body and mind and doing it in a way that makes it your transformation easy and fast as fuck. So if you are someone who is actually willing to put in the work, you want to break through those barriers that are actually stopping you from getting you to where you want to go, you're ready to take action and move forward. You're a go-getter who needs some direction. You're ready to completely level up your whole entire life. You're ready to look in the mirror and be like, holy shit, I look fucking amazing. And you want to wake up every single day stoked and motivated to not only reach your physical goals, but you want to wake up every single day stoked on life. and just so freaking motivated. This is for you. If you're ready to stop feeling guilty about the food you're eating, heal your relationship with food, heal your relationship with yourself, and feel ultimate confidence, this is for you. I am so excited. Truthfully, I'm only taking on a couple clients at first because we are working so closely together. So if you want more information on Elevate, just shoot me a DM and we can kind of talk it out there, and I can answer all of your questions, or we can set up a call if you want more information. Again, like I said, I'm only going to offer a couple spots right now. So if you're interested, shoot me a message and we can talk about it. And thank you so much for tuning in to Holistic Health is Hot. If you loved this episode, I would absolutely love if you rate and reviewed the podcast or shared it with a friend. I've absolutely loved making these episodes. It's been so fun to be able to have this longer form content, get to chat with you a little bit longer. So as always, if you have any questions about life, health, fitness, mindset, all of the things, shoot me a DM. My Instagram is at Ashley Robutz, AShleyRobutz. Same with TikTok. And I will also leave the Elevate application in the description of the podcast. So you can go ahead and just submit an application directly if you know this sounds exactly like what you need. I can't wait to catch you on the next episode. Bye.